Hello and welcome to the daily Forex report for May 4th. We're looking at the US Japanese yen pair to start. This pair continues to move to the downside, lower and lower, following a trend line pretty much on both sides, definitely moving to the downside. If we do get a reversal, look for it to potentially go as high as 81.57, possibly moving as low as 80.03. Look for some resistance around 81.25. And look for support around 80.25. Okay, now the Euro USD pair. This pair continues to move sideways. Did break previous resistance, but pulled back pretty much at even, up a few pips. Definitely showing that the 149, even though we went up to around 149.40 area, we're just seeing some strong resistance there. So look for it to potentially move lower. If it does move higher, look for it to go possibly to 150.13, possibly as low as 146.73. Look for some resistance around 149.45 and look for some support around 147.50. Now the pound US dollar pair, this pair closed up just by a little bit, definitely had a very large range compared to the body of the candle. Look for it to potentially go as high as 166.46, possibly as low as 163.62. Look for some resistance around 165.75 and look for some support around 164.25. Okay, the US Swiss continues to move lower. It did come down and tag our trend line from yesterday. Just tagged it, didn't break it. Did close up by just a little bit. Still moving to the downside. Look for it to hit resistance if it moves higher at 0.8675, possibly running into support around 0.8550. Now, as far as news analysis go, we have the Bank of England releasing their asset purchase targets for May at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that is that it's going to hold at $200 billion. We also have the Bank of England releasing their rate decision tomorrow at 7 a.m. Eastern. Consensus is they're going to hold rates at 0.5% or 0.50% rather. We also have the European Central Bank releasing their rate decision at 7:45 a.m. Eastern Time. Consensus on that one is that it has that they're going to hold rates at 1.25%. Now, what am I looking for as far as a trade during this next session? If you drop to the 4-hour time frame, and let's go to the US Japanese yen pair. Let me back out a little bit. We have an inside bar that's been created, but if you notice, it's already been broken to the upside. Basically, what I'm looking for is a break of the current low. This pair has been moving down for a good while. I do believe that if we get down to that point, our next area that we could potentially look for would be fairly close by. Let me tag my low here. There we go. If you notice, this pair has pulled right back up to previous areas of support, which would now be resistance. So look for it to move to the downside. We have, if we go back far enough, just a couple of weeks actually. If we come over here and look at our next area, basically we have this trough little area that we definitely could see it coming down to. But our next area is right around the 70.97 mark, but that's real close to a 0.0 mark. So probably what we want to do is go ahead and move that up just a little bit to around the 80.01 mark and look for it to break out to the downside and grab about 40 pips during this next session, and then using a 40 pip stop loss. You probably use a 30 pip stop loss. They get you above this area. So if it breaks to the downside, look for it to go through that 40 pips. Well, that about wraps us up for today. Until next time, this is Jason Fielder. Good trading.